We're still talking about social issues related to modern women today, and some of the challenges that our Muslim sisters facing in modern days when it comes to social interaction. So would like to hear from you. What are the most common challenges and issues that you would like to discuss?
So with respect to marriage, I mean, if you are looking for or you want to get to know somebody better in order to consider them for marriage, what are the limits with respect to interacting with them or getting to know them better? Are there any particular guidelines?
You know, that's very interesting, because I also, when it comes to marriage, there is a challenge to find the one. And I call this stage the hunt. You know? But after you finding the person, how would you know that this is the one? It's scary. How would you know that this is the right one? Since we don't date, in Islam, we don't have a relationship outside marriage, how would I know that this is the right person for me? And that's a very legit question. Somebody once told me, oh, because you guys don't date, that's what you guys have divorce and problem. I said, that's not true. Look at the side where they're dating. The divorce rate is way more than many Muslim countries. And, that's not true. We have a large number of divorce in our community, in our Muslim communities. But that's not, I don't think this is right. But I think that's a very valid question. How would I know that this is the right person? What Islamically, what is allowed, what is not allowed? And I always say one of the things that in order for you to know that this is the right person, as a general advice, before I go to the fiqh ruling, I always judge people by what they have accomplished in life. Henry Ford once said something very interesting. He said, you cannot build a reputation on what you are going to do. Your reputation built on what you have done. So one of the things that I would really know if this girl or this man is really what they claim they are by seeing what they have done in their life, what they have accomplished in their life. If he said he's religious, what he have done and accomplished in this area, what that means to them. They love da'wah, so what did you do in da'wah? Nothing? It means just a claim. I can't believe that. So that's one area. Another thing, I always look at their friends and who are they're associated with, and that helped me to know if that person is really the right person, or because you can know a lot about the person by knowing who he hangs out with or she hangs out with. So what I'm trying to say here, not the only way, and there is other points, but this not the only way to get to know the person is to date the person and to spend time. That's not this notion is not correct, because there is more effective way to know about the person than just dating the person or spending time with the person. But no doubt, meeting the person is important. That's why in Islam, it is allowed for the fiancé to meet with the man who proposing to her. If someone meet a woman, or a woman meet a man for the purpose of marriage, they are allowed to conversate. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِلَّا أَن يَقُولَ قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they cannot be boyfriend, girlfriend, the akhdan, the girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, but they can talk what is commonly known as good, what's commonly appropriate, what's commonly accepted in the society. So if they talk about things that really sincerely shows the interest of getting married, that's fine. That's why Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, when he said in regard if a man want to give a hint to a woman, that he interested in marrying her, he's not marrying her yet. And Ibn Abbas said, how can he implies that? He will say, مثلك لا يرغب عنه أنت جميلة, you are beautiful, you are a woman that people will be interested in marrying you. That means that they have in their mind that there is an area where you can show your interest in that person, in that girl, for marriage. And that wasn't haram. And the Quran allowed this to be a way to express that your interest. But the intention has to be correct. I'm not a player. Just, playing with her heart and just, flirt with her. That's haram. But if the person is really interested in marrying the girl and he will talk to her and approach her, hey, I'm interested to know your parents, want to talk to your family. But sometimes even family don't play a role in everybody's life. Some people come from a family, maybe her family not interested to play this role in her life. In this case, they gonna communicate with each other. They talk to each other. There is a guidelines. There should not be any sexual activity taking place between them. There is no, as we said, hugging, kissing, and holding hands, stuff like that. There is no khalwa between them. They can meet, they can talk in a public place, if she has a wali and family involved, with their consulting. Because the last thing you want your family to know that you're doing this behind their back. Because marriage cannot be born in darkness. That's a noble and a pure relationship. It has to be born in light, not in secrecy, not behind doors, not in hotels, not in deceiving way. No, if it's born this way, it always will be something not good, in my opinion. But the family, let them know. If you don't have family interested in being part of it, in this case, you can meet the person alone. Do I have to have another sister with me? You don't have to. Do you have to have a family member? You don't have to. Because there is no khal, it's an open place, and you talk to each other about marriage and about, seriously taking the conversation towards what it will lead to getting married to each other. Then you declare the khitbah, this is actually considered technically the khitbah, the fee. When someone speaks to a woman for the purpose of marriage. That's what khutbah is you know what, I'm interested in marrying you and let's explore this. That's what you call engagement in Islam. That's why it doesn't have a format. It doesn't have a format. Like there is no engagement, by the way, khatabtuki qabiltu khutbah. It's not like there is no engagement format. It just, you show your interest in marrying this woman and the woman either thinking about it or show interest as well. So that's the engagement period.